Hi, welcome to another video. This is the third video in my series called How I Started a Six-Figure Home-Based Floral Business. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 5 reasons why I chose a home-based event floral business and not a retail flower shop. The way I see it, the difference between an event floral business and a retail flower shop is analogous to the difference between a catering business and a restaurant. In a restaurant, you don't know who will come through the door each day, and you don't know what they will order. Your business has to be open a set number of hours each day, regardless of the traffic coming through the door. A caterer is booked in advance and knows when and how many people they need to serve, what they will be serving, and is not reliant on customers coming through the door. Let's first examine the 2 main types of retail flower businesses: bucket shops and a full-service florist. Bucket shops or flower stands are limited service floral outlets that sell cut flowers that can be wrapped into bouquets for you on the spot or that you can buy by the stem. They will often also offer pre-designed and mixed bouquets and plants. A full-service florist offers everything a bucket shop offers, plus it will offer delivery service, create custom arrangements, is often a part of a national floral service like FTD or 1-800-Flowers. Flower shops will also do events like weddings, parties, and funerals. They will also often sell gifts like greeting cards, balloons, and stuffed animals. In contrast, an event florist books larger orders like weddings and events. Only when the event is confirmed and booked do you start the fulfillment process. As part of my education in the City College of San Francisco's floristry program, I had to work in a retail flower shop. I don't have a ton of experience working in a shop, but I can share with you my limited experience. I worked for a summer in a flower shop in the lobby of a large office tower in the financial district of San Francisco. The day-to-day flow of that particular shop basically went like this. Each day, the owner would buy flowers before the shop opened at the wholesale flower market and post the retail prices of each stem of flower on a board in the work area. If an order came in with a budget of, say, $65, our designs would be constrained by the per stem prices of the flowers posted to fulfill the order after factoring a base number, I think it was $12, for the cost of the vase and greenery. So needless to say, there was not a lot of room to be creative with these constraints. Mondays were always the busiest days because that's the day we would design the weekly account orders and deliver them. The weekly accounts were mainly flower arrangements for the lobbies of the office towers in the area and for several restaurants. We would generally have 3 employees on staff in a tiny flower shop. We needed to have 2 employees present while the third did the deliveries. The work area was small because the owner wanted to maximize the space for product and display. Since we were in the financial district, the walk-in traffic consisted mostly of gift arrangements for occasions like a coworker's birthday, an office celebration, retirement parties, etc. Sometimes we would have impromptu orders for a business luncheon or a small conference. My experience there solidified for me that I did not want to own a flower shop. With very expensive retail space and 2 to 3 employees on staff, I just didn't see how that shop could be very profitable, and the work was just not very creative. In addition to not enjoying my experience in a flower shop, here are my top 5 reasons for choosing to be an event florist. Reason number 1, competition from grocery stores like Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, and Costco. You may be shocked to learn that the wholesale prices that I pay at the flower market are equal to or even higher than retail prices at Trader Joe's, Costco, and Whole Foods. The proliferation and low price of cut flowers at these grocery and big box stores have changed the way we consume flowers. Hey, when I need to put together an arrangement and I'm not going to the flower market that week, I will buy cut flowers at Trader Joe's. They have a good selection and very low prices. Of course, the selection and quality I get from the San Francisco flower market is phenomenal, but for non-florists, these stores are great. Think about what you usually do if you want to have a nice centerpiece for a dinner party. I think most of us just buy flowers from a grocery store and arrange it in a vase. And when was the last time you went to a full-service florist and why? I think most of us don't go to a florist to buy an expensive arrangement for ourselves to put on the coffee table every week. We call the florist when we need to send a gift arrangement that has to be delivered, or we go to a florist for weddings, funerals, parties, or other events that need a lot of added service. Because cut flowers have been commoditized, the only margin is added value, which leads me to reason number 2. Most of the money in the flower business is in events. What allows you to replace your current income with a floral event business is that it is a high margin and low volume business. You are not a factory, but a highly skilled artisan. This is the most important thing to recognize about this business model. In my last video, I shared with you the math of how to get to a 6-figure revenue in event floral designs just based on wedding revenue from 20 weddings. I also shared many other income sources as an event florist. You do not need to crank out thousands of events to make a good living. That is the beauty of this business model. Your value as a professional florist is not selling flowers, but selling a service. The flowers are a commodity. Let me reiterate, the only margin is the value you add with your design skills and service. Events require the most skill and service, so it is the most profitable and can be done without a storefront, which leads me to reason number 3. Low overhead costs equal high margins. This is a pretty obvious advantage. Without a storefront, you do not have an expensive lease. Retail rents in good locations can be very expensive, and you will have to pay that rent even if business is slow. With a retail location, you will also have to staff it all the hours you are open and keep someone on staff for deliveries. As an event designer, you can hire seasonally or based on the scale of events you have on the books. It presents some challenges in staffing, but it's very efficient in labor costs. You're not paying employees when the business is slow. You hire as much labor as you need based on events already booked. Keeping your overhead costs low is what gives you the high margins. The ability to control overhead costs also applies to inventory, which leads me to reason number 4. Tight inventory control equals high margins. This is a huge advantage, both in a business sense and as a designer. If you have a flower shop, you don't know what you will sell from day to day. Your inventory is expensive and perishable. Spoilage will cut down on your margins. So many shops just stock long-lasting flowers like carnations, mums, lilies, etc. It is such a luxury as a designer to be able to choose from the unlimited beautiful floral materials available because you already sold what you bought. With events, you already got paid before you go to the flower market. So go ahead and design with peonies, ranunculus, sweet pea, lilacs, dahlias, English roses, and all those beautiful flowers that are not long-lasting or are really expensive. Even when you're working within the parameters of your client's style, you still have a lot more freedom in design as an event florist than as a retail florist because of tight inventory control. Plus, event flowers just have to look perfect for the day of the event. They don't have to last 5 to 7 days after the client receives the arrangement. That also allows you the freedom to choose floral materials that are beautiful but not necessarily long-lasting. You have tight control over your inventory because you're only buying what you already sold and not trying to gauge what to stock for the next 3 days. You are also saving a lot of time by going to the flower market only once a week versus 2 to 3 times a week or more if you are a retail florist. I would go to the flower market only once a week, typically on Tuesdays for weekend events. If you are a retail florist, you will go several times a week for fresh inventory or if orders come in that were unexpected. And finally, reason number 5, work-life balance and not working retail hours. As an event florist, you do not have to keep retail hours. You are not required to be at a physical location every day during business hours. It's really a great aspect of being an event designer. I've worked plenty of retail jobs when I was in high school, and I don't especially like standing at a counter all day long. Now, you're still working really hard and often very long hours. but you have a lot more control over the workflow. I also found working from home really efficient. I'm a natural early riser. I'm up at 5 a.m. most mornings, so I can often get quotes, invoices, and orders done in my bathrobe early in the morning. When my son was little, I was able to get most of my design work done before 3 p.m. when he's home from school. So even when I had multiple events booked, I can still have the flexibility in my working hours and be there for my family. I'm also able to block off in advance weeks off for vacations. As long as I don't have an event on the books, I am free to travel with my family. I also really enjoy the project-based nature of event designs. There's a beginning and end to each project. You feel accomplished and rewarded with each event. And rarely, if a client is especially difficult, you know the frustration will end when the event is over. Now, these are just my insights and my reasons for choosing to be an event florist. There are many beautiful and successful flower shops out there that I truly admire, and you absolutely can have a great business as a retail florist. But if you are interested in starting a home-based, profitable event floral business, then this series of videos is designed to help you assess what you need to be a successful event florist and to share with you my 30 years of experience in this field. I wanted to encourage you to take the leap, leverage your talents, and create your own dream job. As always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you find value in my videos. Leave me a comment or question and I will try to answer you. And I will see you in my next video, where I will discuss the capital investment and infrastructure you will need to start an event floral business.